Imagine a whole lot of electrodes pulsing through your body all at once at 4-second intervals. This is called Electric Muscle Stimulation, or EMS training, which originated in Germany. Believed to be an alternative to conventional weight training, electrodes stimulate the muscles in the body, causing them to contract. We visited the BODYTEC studio in Bryanston to get the lowdown on this relatively new phenomenon. Dominic, the studio manager, has been training EMS for over 3 years, and I've been placed in his capable hands to take me through my first session. But first, let's hear from the expert.
First of all, EMS training is electromuscular stimulation. Now we work with impulses that cause a maximal muscle contraction without putting any tension on the joint. So we don't need to use weight because the impulse exerts a maximal contraction onto the muscles. We work with simultaneous muscle contraction, which means it moves throughout the entire body, which allows us to activate up to 90% of the muscles in the body. Okay. We deal with strength training and muscle toning mainly. Okay. In terms of weight loss, we can't control what you're doing outside of BODYTEC, so it becomes a little bit more difficult for us. We do assist our clients in nutritional plans and obviously measurements, which is other services that we do offer. It's just getting everyone to stick to the eating plans, or making sure they're maintaining a healthy lifestyle. But generally it creates a snowball effect into everyone's lifestyles. We've got a lot of people that start off with us that have never done training in their lives or had a healthy, active lifestyle, and they start doing BODYTEC 20 minutes once a week, and all of a sudden they're eating healthy and they're doing other types of training like cardiovascular, for example, and it just kind of filters out into the rest of your lifestyle. That is the bumble. And it's going to be your best friend and your worst nightmare in 2 days.
EMS has been in South Africa for around 7 years already, though it's a concept unheard of to many of us. So I opted to be the guinea pig, and it's time to suit up.
Yeah, so we're going to strap this nice and tight.
The session lasts 20 minutes, and according to these guys, that's all your muscles need for the week.
The only other training we do recommend with EMS training would be cardiovascular, because we're not working with cardiovascular training. Look, it is a high intensity interval training, but that's in terms of the muscular contraction with rest periods. So now we're working with a 4-second maximal contraction and only a 4-second rest period, whereas if you're doing weight training, the muscle contracts for maybe a second if you're lucky, and then after a set, guys are taking maybe a 10-second break to 30 seconds, or you walk to get water, you chat to your friends. So in terms of the strength training, look, some people do substitute it completely. It's entirely up to you and your lifestyle. If you are already caught in the conventional training way, some people do carry on with that and do EMS, but you need to have a good split, because after EMS training, you need a minimum of 72 hours rest period from any high intensity training. So weight training would be involved in that as well. Any endurance cardiovascular training, you'd need to give yourself or your body that rest. I mean, physically you'll feel stronger, obviously with the release of endorphins and the activation of the muscles in the body. You feel a lot stronger, but in terms of fatigue and adaptation, your body needs the rest. I mean, rest is just as important as the training. If you're not getting the rest, your body's not going to recover, which means you're not going to see the results.
It may look like a piece of cake, but take it from me, this is intense, and definitely not for the faint-hearted. But with that said, it's also good for older people, as the impact on the joints is almost zero.
In terms of the elderly, it's actually extremely good for them, because there's no added pressure on the joints, and we're using functional training, purely focusing on strengthening up the muscles. It can be extremely beneficial for them. Also, because it's not cardiovascular, look, we do have some contraindications in terms of health restrictions and all those kind of things, but most of the times we have cases that come through where it's actually approved either by the doctor or by their GP or whatever it might be, their specialist, and the results have been really, really good, because now they are able to exercise their muscles. You have something called sarcopenia, which is the natural deterioration of the muscles in the body, and that obviously happens when you get older. Now, a lot of older people don't want to go to the gym because they start getting joint pains, their knees are sore, they've got bad backs or hips, and with EMS training, because now you no longer have that pressure of weights, or maybe hard floors or anything like that, we are now able to help them in keeping their muscles strong, increasing their metabolic rate as well, their resting metabolic rate, because now their energy expenditure is a lot higher from EMS training, which means also in terms of eating and all those kind of things, it also starts improving.
The fitness industry is a brutal one with hundreds of muscle building and weight loss fads. But EMS has been scientifically proven and researched to generate results.
We can do the training that, like I said, it does speak for itself, but we have the facts behind the training, we have the research, and we're continuously getting new research. You know, there's new testings that go out for sport-specific training or for elderly people training, all these kind of things that they do tests on, and they get the results from it. And I mean, that's enough proof to explain anything. Even if you haven't done the training, you know, people these days like to see numbers. The frequency has been researched, the time of the training has been researched, the muscle contraction time to rest period, the exercises in terms of what is the most effective. So everything has been pretty much researched down to you know, a specific point where everything that we do is for a reason, and it's to get the most effects out of the training.
These sessions don't come cheap and will set you back a few hundred rands. Currently, there are 16 studios in Gauteng, with more to follow. For more info, Google EMS training in South Africa.
That was hectic, but felt good.